Hello, welcome to the Everyday Players 7 with your host, Matthew Chan, the secret author and Matty Cash lookalike, self-proclaimed, Tony Buxton.
Yeah, see the little style in the beard. I think I look a bit like him. I just need to sort my hairstyle out first. Doesn't look much like him with a hairdo, but...
Lockdown hair, mate. They're open again soon, so get it cut exactly like him.
I still pull it off. I'm definitely in the top 3 best looking lads who plays for the Swan footy team.
Who are the other two?
Do you know what? I can't think, so I must be the best looking lad for the Swan.
And just short of his century this week, Ryan Chan.
Good evening, everyone.
So just before we start, we had a little bit of a quiz of like the assist kings. So just a little bit of fun for the listeners out there. If you can get more than 3, you're beating these so-called experts.
Oh no! Don't mention that.
Anyway.
Yeah.
How did the double game week go? Go on, Ryan. I'll start with you.
Yeah, it went all right for me. It's a long week, isn't it? I got 96 in the end, won in both games. Won fairly comfortable, to be honest, but it just doesn't feel like... just because, the game week's so long, it just sort of doesn't feel as special and the highs don't feel as high. And even though I got nearly like 100, I still didn't feel like... I did do decent, but, it's just, a long week.
Yeah, and Tony?
It was shit, mate. I hated it. Like I was talking to you two earlier, too long, went on for ages, was just never ending. The game's boring. Not even the premiums, just the average to good players were doing nothing. The premiums were doing nothing. It came down to just triple captains for me against Marcus. There's nothing I could really do from the off. I felt like I was set well for it. And then Barnes just went out straight away. Gundogan blank, Bruno blank, Salah blank. All my defenders were just getting booked and losing the cleans. So it was probably my most frustrating game week yet. Like the one I've hated the most. I just wanted it over.
Yeah, I think you were fuming in our group chat a little bit, weren't you?
I was absolutely raging. I can't understand it. How does Ruben Neves score? And that's the way I lose against Ainsley. Like, who has him? It's just stupid. And then obviously Diaz scored as well. Rise of the Rubens. They can both fuck off, I swear to God. And then Son being triple in the league, two assists, which got him like a number that I can't count up to. It was that high. And then when that was done and buried, I could actually cheer for Son to bring it back against him, but then he does shit all because, like, his assist to Dele Alli obviously ended up as an own goal. So done. I hate it. I hated every minute of it. I might have the wild card now, which I really didn't want to have to do, but I don't know yet.
Well, good thing you do a podcast and it's back on tomorrow, then, isn't it?
I ain't doing it. I'm done. I'm having a week off, mate.
Do it, mate.
Worked hard, but I've been building trains all week. Last thing I want to do is piss about with this again. I'm out. Give me a week off.
I'll take that. I was speaking to Ainsley and I was saying, Ruben Diaz, why did you get him? Sorry, not Diaz. Ruben Neves, why did you get him? And he said, I may as well just leave him in now because they're playing Newcastle. And then there he is, banging there with a header. I think he's got 3 goals in his last 6 games.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
I think
absolutely ridiculous. I'm not going out like that. Like, I don't deserve to lose like that. It's fucking ridiculous.
Deep breaths, Tony. Deep breaths, mate.
Fucking ridiculous. If it wasn't
I've been through it. I've been through it, and look at me now. 96 points.
Well done, man.
Still in a dogfight.
Do you want to know how mine went then?
Go on,
I do.
Not too well, was it?
Like, without being too cliche, it was literally like a game of 2 halves. Honestly, like on the weekend, to use an analogy, I was absolutely flying on the weekend. I had Diaz, Stones, both scored. Kane scored, Son scored. I was like 35 points ahead of both opponents. And I was like, in my head on Sunday, I was like, I've won there. I've won. I said to you, Ryan, it was like I was leading the Masters in golf after Friday and Saturday, and I had a 10 shot lead over everyone, and then I kept hitting the bunker, kept hitting the water, and I got caught just day by day. Or you could even use that I was winning a race with 2 laps to go, and I got a slow puncture, and instead of changing my tyre, I was trying to hang on, and I was just stuttering by, and I got caught in the last straight. And
just couldn't do it in the end. It's a proper marathon. The double game week's more of a marathon than the sprint, isn't it? It just there's so many games, and a lot of like different captaincies and that sort of thing. It's up and down the full way.
Yeah, I mean, it was just slowly, like on Monday, I think Chelsea Man U was 0-0, and they had like Maguire and Rudiger, and the other Dan Rowe had Maguire as well. And I thought, to be honest, I'm not bothered. I'm going to win here. I was even thinking, maybe I want Calvert-Lewin to do well, even though Dan's got him as captain. Then he pulls out getting like Jesus with 14, getting 2 late goals. Baldock back from the last year, 12 points, goal, clean sheet, and assist. And then Richarlison, I think he just put the nail in the coffin.
Yeah,
I mean, he was one. I know. I said to Richard, I wanted to cancel Dan out for Calvert-Lewin. I went for the wrong one. And we mentioned Richarlison. What do you think, Tony? Do you think should have got Richarlison now?
Yeah, even I'm thinking about it, and I hate him. I don't like him as a player, mate. I think he's like, if they're losing or drawing, he'll like lose his head a bit and start just trying to do it all on his own. Like they're a proper dislike, but what can you do when he's just netting like quite often? So yeah, I might even get him myself, man.
I was definitely wrong with him anyway. I remember last week that I was saying Calvert-Lewin over Richarlison, but yeah, I've got it wrong, and he seems to be more informed than Calvert-Lewin at the minute. Anyway, I still won't get him cause it's just another transfer to do. But yeah, he done well, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of want to get him now for Calvert-Lewin, but you just got to leave it. I think his time might have passed. So you just got to leave it as that. But anyway, we'll go in the teams anyway. Split it up. Go on, Ryan. You go first since you've done so well.
Well, I've done all right. I've done better than you two anyway. Anyway, yeah, Martinez. Martinez was 12. Diaz was 12. Shaw was 12. Cancelo 2. Salah 5. Fernandes 6. Son 14. Gundogan 6. Harry Kane as captain 16. Watkins 7. Calvert-Lewin 4. So yeah, I think my defence was definitely the best out of all of them. Martinez, I mean, clean sheet against Leeds, and quite disappointed he didn't get the clean sheet against Sheffield United. I mean, really, they expected it the other way around. Once he got the clean sheet against Leeds, I thought it's guaranteed, like 20 points or so for Martinez. But then, same with Man City. I'm quite disappointed didn't get a clean sheet between the 2 games, and I thought at least one. But luckily, I was sort of safe with, the Diaz goal. Luke Shaw seems to be a man in form at the minute, so yeah, done me well. Salah 5, disappointing. Bruno 6. Now, I mean, I didn't have him captain really, so it didn't work out too badly for me really. I think it had probably done more damage if he actually done well than just getting 6. The fact that I didn't have him captain. Son 14. What was it? 2 assists in the first game, I think it was. I mean, definitely could have been more. And then Gundogan obviously missed. He only came on for a bit the second game, didn't he? Got an assist straight away. And then Kane 16, so 8 normal. I mean, a little bit disappointing in the end. I mean, the fact that he scored after 15 minutes against Burnley, and he actually only came out with 8 between 2 games is disappointing. I think I've mentioned before that he seems to always get 3 bonus when he scores, but the fact he scored 4 and he only had 1 goal involvement was quite disappointing with that. I mean, it was either between captain and Fernandes and Kane, and I picked the right one, but still he only got 8 to 6. It's not a great deal really. And yeah, Watkins was 7. I think quite a lucky assist against Leeds. Calvert-Lewin disappointed everyone, didn't they? I know a few people actually triple captained him as well with 4 points. So yeah, disappointing with him. But 96, yeah, decent score overall, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, just regarding Kane, like you said, for them to score that many against Burnley and for him only just to get 1 goal was disappointing. Yeah. He had chances. He had a chance at the end. He had a shot before he scored, actually, that just went wide. It would have been quite a good goal. But then also, like, against Fulham, he had 2 glorious chances to score there. But where I'm going with this anyway, Tony, you were advocating last week, Kane blank is incoming. It's not happening. He scored 1 goal. Do you think you were right then? Or are you going to admit you were wrong?
No, I definitely think I was right. I think if Gareth Bale didn't play that game, they would have probably drew 0 with Burnley. I think he's added a new little bit to the game. Mourinho's fault for leaving him on the bench that long. Very surprised Kane got 1 goal. But yeah, I think Gareth Bale is the reason that team done so well. And obviously he came off early in the second game. I don't know, no. I expected them to do worse than they did, but I still think like Kane was expected to do way better. I didn't see why people were expecting it, but I guess he did get the 1 goal at the end of the day, so I'm half wrong. Half right.
Yeah. No. Don't try back. Don't go back in it. Go on. Just go all in, Tony. You've said it now. You've made your bed.
At the end of the day, you could say we're both right, because at the end of the day, Kane did score. He didn't blank, but it's disappointing. I'm as a Kane captain now, I'm disappointed with only how much he got. Just 8 for 16 in the end. So, I mean, another one that you mentioned on Bale as well. What do you think on him? Because, I mean, last week I was saying, right, I'm going to get rid of Son. I'm only going to have 1 Spurs player. But now Bale's in. I've gone crazy. I'm thinking, should I get 3 Spurs players? Bale, Son, and Kane.
Yeah.
Feels lethal at the minute.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would have been thinking that, especially after the Burnley game. But then when you watch against Fulham, you sort of change your mind a little bit again, and then think maybe it is a bit extreme. You know, I mean, they didn't do anything, especially in the second half against Fulham. So I think that would have probably put a lot of people off.
Yeah, I agree. Because, I mean, I was thinking we'd be speaking a lot about Bale, but because of, you know, they only won 1-0 the other night, if you have three Spurs players on, and if they don't get involved, none of them got involved except for Dele Alli last night. So you could miss out loads. It's a risk, but it's a risk if you're willing to take it. You could get a lot of blanks, but a lot of pick-me-ups. But
some of this scares me is that he just screams injury like any week now. Finally playing and finally getting some assists and goals. It's just a matter of time before he's going to pick up an injury. That's the way it seems like it's going all season with every team here.
Yeah, I mean, he has got like a proven injury record as well, Bale.
Yeah,
and they said like his lack of match fitness. I feel like you might only have a short period of time. Hopefully, you know, he stays fit for the rest of the season, and it'd be quite good to see him do well again. You know, like in the past, but we'll have to see.
He's lethal, man.
So anyway, he's mine. 89 minus 4 for 85. It's not bad. Actually, isn't bad, but considering on the Sunday I was on like 59 points, 63 minus 4 for 59, and I've only picked that amount of points up in the end. It's disappointing, to be honest. So, I mean, Areola, all the defence done something. So Areola, Target kept a clean sheet each. Diaz and Stone both scored for 12 and 10. Very disappointed though with Target. Conceding at Sheffield United. I thought once they got that first clean sheet, I was like guaranteed against Sheffield United. So, I mean, Rafinha, he was my only single game week player. Got 2. Son, 14. Last week, as I was saying, I was thinking of getting him out. But he's looked sharp, I think, the last 2 games. Even last night, he should have got that assist for Dele Alli, and he's just spazzed it. So now it's gone
as well.
Fernandes, Gundogan 6. Vardy, Calvert-Lewin, very disappointing with 4. Kane, 16 as captain. So where do I begin with this team? And I think it was just went wrong when there's no clean sheet from City. The opponent's defenders, any team that I needed to score, they just wouldn't score. So this was like Chelsea kept 2 clean sheets against Liverpool and Man U. Everton kept 2 clean sheets against Southampton and West Brom. West Brom even scored 93rd minute, disallowed. And then when that happened, I thought, it's not going to be my day, yeah. Same with the Son assist. Even I needed like Fulham to score against Lloris. That got disallowed for handball. A lot of things. And Baldock, when Baldock got 12, I was like, I'm going to get caught here. That's it. And I mean, to be honest, I've had enough talking about it, to be honest. So I'm going to skip to Tony. But I will say, in the Helmet League, I've not won in 8 game weeks since game week 19.
Ouch.
Game week 27 now.
Yeah.
I've drew 2. I've literally just got stuck in the mud. And
so you're doing now like what your game week's just done, isn't it? You sort of like started off really well, and then you're sort of like just slowly getting caught. You're getting caught, and then next thing you know, you'll be out the top, eh?
I am. Honestly, I'm playing Dan Rowe. I thought, I'll beat him. Nice, easy one. I've lost to him now, and so I'll have to beat Liam Taylor, which is a hard game. Go on, Tony. Talk us through that.
Edison in goal, 4 points. Maguire 13, Bentley 2, Aspilicueta 13, Gundogan 6, Fernandes 6, Harvey Barnes 1, Son 14, Captain Salah 10, Bamford 2, Calvert-Lewin 4. Before this game week, I'd finally got high up in the Helmet Polishers Cup. So I was like prioritising that, and I was making a plan for it, and I was playing bottom of the table. And these are the differentials I had over bottom of the table, right? I had Gundogan, Barnes, Captain Salah, Calvert-Lewin and Bamford and Ben-Mee. His triple captain got more points than all them players put together over 2 weeks. So that just sums it up a little bit, doesn't it, really? I went 3 at the back, which I don't normally do. Maybe, I don't know, something there. But I only had Dallas, who got 2 points anyway. And I just had Bamford, who was the only player with a single game week. But I don't know, like, this is the second time throughout the season I've brought him in, and he's done nothing for me. It's just that type of cursed player I think I have. I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at these players, and I honestly can't believe the points that they got this week. It's fucking embarrassing. They need to shut out, honestly. I can't stand it. Like, and now when Man City come with a double game week, like, do I dare even touch a player for him and just sit on the fucking bench? It's just a wind. The whole week has been tragic, and that's all I have to say. Fucking move on.
That's all right. I mean, like you were saying, I mean, in your team, Maguire and Aspilicueta done well. It was all about defenders this week. Like the dream. Did you see the dream team? It was like Kyle Bartley, Guaita, Cahill, Ward, Michael Keane, Christensen.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was only like Bale, Mahrez, Richarlison who like done well, and like midfielders and attackers wise, none of them done that well.
But the defence has pissed me off because I've had Maguire and Aspilicueta for like how long? Maguire gets booked every fucking game, and he's been losing more clean sheets than the keeping. And same with Aspilicueta. And then the 1 week they both do good. Both my opponents have got Chelsea and Man United defenders in, so it's just completely like irrelevant now. It's very frustrating. I'm going to try and stop swearing. Sorry.
That's all right. Do you think?
Hey, this is therapy. This is therapy, isn't it? As well as being
been
a
while
podcast.
since I've lost my head. I haven't lost my head in a while. But like, I'm in the same position I have been, like beating around playoffs, one position in, one position out in both leagues, and I've been fine with that. But now I feel like there's something seriously wrong with my team, and I'm not fine with it anymore. Like, I'm looking at it, and I have no confidence at all.
That's what happens after like a couple of losses, doesn't it? It's like, well, you lost to us the week before, and then you lost to Ainsley. When there's 2 weeks on the bounce, you get worried, I think.
Yeah, and especially when your team's just not looking too fresh. Like, I have Ben-Mee in my team. What am I thinking, mate? He's a joke.
Well, I mean, I think I played 3 forwards this week, and I'm thinking after 1 week of just scrapping it and just going for a strong defence again. But
yeah,
it's hard, isn't it?
the defence is the key. That's what's been keeping me happy the last 5 to 6 weeks, and I've just betrayed my own system, and it's completely slapped me. But
Yeah.
okay, game.
What transfers are you thinking of this week? Because I mean, the ones I've thought of, like Lingard against Leeds, looks a good fixture. Only problem is the week after he can't play. There's Bale. Obviously, after last night, I'm a bit not as persuaded with it as I was if you asked me on Sunday. I don't know who else. Obviously, I've even thought Martinez, but goalie subs just, and I've already, I don't know.
Yeah. Martinez, Diaz, Cresswell, Bale, De Bruyne, Richarlison, full revamp.
I think I was quite lucky this week that I didn't have Harvey Barnes. I think a lot of people will have a bit of a nightmare with him. He'll be out for a while, and the fact is, about 6.9, something like that, maybe 7. So it's like, who do you get instead? And as you said, Lingard's a decent one. If you don't have Gundogan or Rafinha, they're probably the next best 2. Or if not, you can maybe jump to the next level and I don't know, like a Rashford or a Son or something. But yeah, he's in that sort of funny price range. I think Harvey Barnes.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a lot of videos going on Barnes replacements. I mean, he's a little presentation that you've done anyway. And I'm going to put another question to you actually as well, because this is what I thought about. Can we actually drop Bruno Fernandes? Plays Man City this week. Doesn't play in game week 29. So the only game in between is West Ham.
Yeah.
Can we go without him and upgrade to City or a Salah or something like that?
Yeah.
Well, go on, Tony.
Short and sweet, mate. Just that's it. Yeah, he's gone for me. I'm swapping him for De Bruyne.
I think it is a brave shout doing it, isn't it? I mean, he is the top point scorer at the end of the day. I won't be doing it myself anyway. I think I'll just leave him. I think the fact that I'll lose out money as well if I try and get him back. I just think I'm just going to leave him for me.
But do you know, because I thought about doing it this week for Bale. I thought, sack Fernandes, let's get Bale in. But, I mean, you mentioned money as well. Because there's so much money about, I'm not as, fussed about it. I feel like you can get these players back now, the premiums.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so, yeah. I mean, I did think about the Gareth Bale move as well. Because Man U do have some quite hard fixtures, coming up and blanks and that sort of thing, and you can get alternatives. But I'm just thinking, I don't know, Bruno's Bruno. I'll probably sell him. He'll probably score 2 or something like that. So I've just got to leave him.
Okay. And do you want to talk us? So we've got a few midfielders anyway that we're tipping. Bale, Lingard, De Bruyne, and perfect timing actually. And we've done this before. His goal last night, Mason Mount.
Yeah. So we're actually going to pick Mason Mount, before the goal. But then these stats and stuff include the goal from last night. So the sort of differentials that we've picked. De Bruyne 13.9. I mean, it doesn't sound like much of a differential, but considering his standards, he's usually a lot higher than that, isn't he? Goals now, Mason Mount again, goals 5. De Bruyne, I mean, 11 assists. That says it all, doesn't he? Big assist man. I suppose it is quite hard to compare the stats with De Bruyne and Mount compared to Bale and Lingard, who've only played a few games. So I've gone through the shots per 90 minutes as well. De Bruyne just out on top there, followed by Bale. Mason Mount's, it's quite a bit towards the bottom there. And then big chances created. I mean, De Bruyne again, 0.81 per game, a lot more than the other 3. So, I mean, that just goes to show the the assists that he gets with them as well. And then average points per 90, Gareth Bale on 9. I mean, I don't, he's not going to keep up that, if he played the full season. But I mean, him and Lingard, I mean, that's why they're 2 informed players at the minute with 9.06 and 7.96. You expect them to come down, but 4 good options there at the minute for people to think about.
Yeah, all seem to have good fixtures coming up as well. Tony, do you fancy any of them?
Yeah, to be fair, I quite like all 4 of them. De Bruyne definitely stands out the most. I'm just terrified of the rotation. And then Bale would stand out next. But same again, I don't think I trust Mourinho to play him all the time. I don't trust him to not get injured either. Mason Mount, a player that I never really praise, actually looks like he's on top form at the minute too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's playing very well. He's the second most transferred, and these are the top three actually. Are Lingard, number one, then Mount, then De Bruyne. I just had a quick check before coming on there actually.
Yeah. I'm surprised by Mount actually, because I was thinking he's nowhere near, and then all of a sudden his goal last night, everyone's getting him in.
Yeah,
it's knee jerk, isn't it? But
a little bit, yeah. I always think he's like well, I don't think he's a min player, but I do think he has. The more I've watched him this season, the more I've actually thought, you know what, he's not a bad player, but I still never ever really think about getting him, to be honest, in my team.
Because I think he's a good player, plays for a good team. He can score goals, but he's kind of like, he costs a little bit more than the amount of goals he gets, if you get me.
Yeah.
I think that might be the win. Sorry, mate. I think that might be the win for people with Mount and Lingard. I think most people are going to do the De Bruyne or the Bale. But we've seen recently that the premiums are doing not what we're expecting. Like, they're not doing what we're expecting them to. So people who are brave enough to go for the Lingards and the Mounts might be the ones that are going to get one over on the opponents and jump the table.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you another player actually who I suggested to Ryan who should do about El Ghazi. Short-term fix. But it's while Grealish is out. Because I think he's done very well when he came in, and I feel he was a bit unlucky to lose his place to Barkley when Barkley came back from injury, considering he scored 4 games in a row or something.
Yeah.
He scored against Leeds, so he's got a goal in him, and he seems to flourish more now. Villa doing better as well.
Yeah, I think he's on penalties as well, is he?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So he's on penalties, but I mean, who do Villa play? Sorry, so Wolves, Newcastle, and they play Tottenham in game week 29 and Fulham.
Yeah.
So not bad fixtures, but
yeah, some decent games. And as you say, it's a short-term fix while Grealish is out. I think, it's probably between him and Traore who gets the other spot on the wing. And I think Dean Smith prefers Traore, doesn't he?
Yeah. I mean, I always thought, why didn't they just play Grealish just behind where Barkley was playing and him on the left?
Yeah. I think he's sort of changed formation a bit recently. I think he's sort of tightened up a little bit. I know that young lad Ramsey's came in as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, not a bad short-term fix, but, yeah, not for me.
Okay. So, anyway, done a little bit of a poll, didn't we, Tony?
Yeah.
Just out of interest, you put it out who's been the defender of the season so far. So Ruben Diaz won that one with our votes 43%. So it got us thinking actually, just have a little bit of a topic on the defender of the year so far. So there's a list of the defenders on screen, and I made you split it up a little bit. Best value, surprise package, and best defender. So come on then, we'll have a bit of a discussion. Who do you think the best value's been, Tony?
From what they started on, the price they started on, they're still pretty low. Justin, he was so cheap and he's so good and he's got so many points.
Yeah, it's not a bad shout. Yeah, because well, on my list, I was sort of between two, and because I had a feeling someone else would go Justin, I thought I'd write someone else as well. So someone else started on 4.5. So I've gone for Matt Target. Villa a bit of a surprise package, as a whole defensively. But he did start at 4.5, and I think they've got 14 clean sheets or something like that, which is ridiculous. So yeah, a little bit of a good value.
Yeah, nice. I mean, I actually went for Dallas, but it could have been Justin as well. So Dallas was 4.5 originally. It's the fact he got upgraded. Maybe you could just put him as a surprise package, because he got upgraded to a midfielder. 5 goals, 3 assists, 8 clean sheets in that time. And as you can see, he's third on the list, 113.
Yeah.
The reason I put Justin as a surprise package was I knew he'd do well in the Leicester team, but I didn't think he'd play for that long. I literally thought he might have got taken out after about 8-9 game weeks, because Pereira was meant to be back in November time or something.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's just flourished under the injuries and stuff, hasn't he? I think before this season, I don't think many people had even heard of James Justin apart from Leicester fans, really. So, but now he's, people have been talking about him for England before the injury, that is, and that sort of thing, and then he became like an FPL legend in one season in a way.
Yeah. I mean, I got him like at the start of the season. I had him in my draft team as well. So he's done very well for me. Yeah. But as his ownership went up 20-odd%, I just thought, I don't think I'm as bothered by him now. But anyway, for best value, who are we going for between the three? The other one, before we go up, could you say Rudiger now? 4.6 million. Probably not for the whole season, but 6 clean sheets in the last 8 games.
I don't think he touches them 3 that we've mentioned. I can see where you're coming from with it, of course, but I think the other 3 are level above.
Yeah. I think like on current form, like if you do look at Rudiger now and you think 4.6 and the way Chelsea, keeping teams out, I think he is good now. But as a whole season, no, I'd probably go James Justin. But then I suppose you could have him as a surprise package as well.
Yeah, so. a little bit. Well, all 3 of them, to be honest, because they are a bit of a. I mean, Dallas, you could even argue he's been the surprise package, because you think promoting team that just came up, Leeds, won't do that well. 4.5, and plus Leeds don't even keep many clean sheets. So then, if you said Leeds defender don't keep any clean sheets, you just think, yeah, won't be very good at all. And when you compare him to like J-lingz, for example, he's only on like I can't 50 points or something like that. But yeah, Dallas is like well up there. So what have we gone for a surprise package?
Surprise package, actually. I've went for John Stones. I just think he was a little bit of a forgotten man really at City, and I think it's more. I could be more thinking non-FPL related, if you know what I mean. I think he's sort of like no one thought he'd be as good as what he is, and him and Diaz, and the fact I know like Laporte's being injured, but I know he's sort of like slowly getting a bit more game time. But Stones has kept him out the side for quite a while, and he's going to get back in the England squad and things like that, and he's been a surprise for me. But I suppose you could look at it in 2 different ways, like FPL and non-FPL. I suppose I could be looking at it in just a normal generic football term.
To be honest, like I've forgotten about him, because he's done so well this year. Like you were saying, he is like a surprise package, and you probably thought his time at City might have been, over.
Yeah.
Would he get in over Laporte, especially if they got Diaz and Ake, and he's done so well. So yeah, I've forgotten about him. Completely agree. What do you think, Tony?
This player I didn't even know existed until this season, and he's been out injured for ages now. But I've got to give it to him because of how good he was. Tariq Lamptey, Brighton up until the last month were one team this season that I'd really enjoyed watching. And when he was playing for them, he was so good. His potential is insane. So, considering I didn't even know who he was, I've got to say the surprise player for me.
Yeah. Again, is that based on the FPL, or do you think non-FPL? Because with Lamptey,
it's performance on the pitch for me.
Because I think he's looked good. But he's been injured when Brighton have started to keep clean sheets, hasn't he? They've started to do well recently, but I think he's missed the last, I don't know, 8 to 10 games or something.
12 games, 13 games.
12 games.
Yeah, he was just so impressive for me. His attacking threat was insane. He wasn't that good at necessarily defending. He was quite scatty because he's that fast. He'd get booked all the time. I'm sure he'd been sent off twice as well. But just blew my mind, like an insane right wing back, unbelievable.
Well, then who have you got?
Me, I went for Justin. Like I'll put that in. Like I was saying, I just thought it'd be a short stopgap. I'll have to get him out after like 2 months or something like that. But for how long he stayed in that team, he was more or less before he got injured. He was like one of the first names on the team sheet where I actually thought he's not going to take it out. He can play left wing back, right wing back, probably play like in a back five. So best defender overall.
I've gone for Diaz. I mean,
I agree. I've done that.
Yeah, boring, I've got a bit of loyalty towards him anyway because I've had him in for quite a long time. But I mean, for the amount of seasons that Man City have had problems with their centre half, and then it seems like they've just got him, and it's just clicked, doesn't it? And as you can see, second top point scorer. Cresswell has done well. Good clean sheets and a lot of assists. But I just go with Diaz for the man. He's just transformed that City defence.
Yeah, Tony.
You aren't going to agree with me, but I've tried to think like right into it. A team that shouldn't be achieving as good as they are, potential England centre back too. I really, really like Tyrone Mings, mate. And I think for a team that are as high as they are, that people are expected to get relegated, and the amount of clean sheets they got and the command he has over that back line, I think he's been absolutely unreal this season.
Yeah, to be honest, I guess you can't argue with the numbers because how many clean sheets is it? 11 or something like that? 11 or 12?
The league
so,
from
the second most, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely.
After City.
They deserve some recognition, mate, the back line. The back line never gets spoken about. It's always Grealish and Watkins. The back line doesn't really get much praise considering how many clean sheets they get.
12.
Do you know why? It's Martinez.
It's
Martinez.
Yeah,
he's a player of the season. Player of the season for me so far, Martinez by a mile. So glad I got him when I did.
Yeah,
I know.
Revelation.
We keep saying about him, so I think I'm just gonna can't beat him, join him. Just got a couple quick minutes anyway, so I went for Diaz as well, same as you, Ryan. Few shout outs anyway, see if I can get them in. So who's this? Right, Nathan my 108 points, -8 for 100. To be honest, I think his team it's that Richarlison triple captain for 51.
Yeah,
that makes up half of the team. And the other guy, the guy who doesn't play, Dan Rowe. What's this about? 107 points, -4, 103. Lloris, Baldock, Diaz, Digne, all well into the teens. Rashford, Fernandes, and Richarlison, Jesus, 17 and 14. Calvert-Lewin, his captain only got 8, and he still got that amount of points.
Yeah, done well, didn't they? Don't say that without crying.
Oh, I don't know. Just before we go, anyway, just remember to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and on Spotify. Everyday Players FPL. What I was going to mention actually is, we've got like the manager of the month and things that I need to announce for the Stand-Up Cup, but I haven't had time, so I'll announce that shortly, probably next week or something like that. But yeah, back into it tomorrow anyway.
Yep.
Back stronger.
Let's go again. How are we, Tony? You'll win, mate.
You'll win, mate.
I'm too focused on Birmingham and Karanka.